Hernandez. And the coach for Gran Canaria is Carlos Ramos Rodriguez. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your hometown team, the London Lions. Make some noise, Crystal Palace. Wearing the number 3 for the Lions, Denise Beckford Norton.
Testing, is working.
Fatima Dina. Wearing number 8 for the Lions, Nicola Navina. Wearing number 10, Casadina Breen. Wearing number 11 for the Lions, Holly Winterburn. Wearing number 12, Valentina Cuelca. Wearing number 13 for the Lions, Chantel Charles. And wearing 14 this evening, Kennedy Leonard. Wearing the 22, Paige Robson Miller. Wearing the 31 for the Lions, Stephanie.
Don't go live till after the game starts.
Wearing number 33 for the Lions, Joe Needham. And competing the Lions roster this evening, wearing number 88, Isaiah Stewart, Coach Mark Clark.
What is the link for that? For the stats?
Just Google FIBA EuroCup Women.
Okay.
Okay. Cool, that's fine. Go back out one. Oh, apparently we're live, Nigel. There we go. There's the news. Thank you, Niall Gray. So yeah, everyone, good evening and welcome to Crystal Palace National Sports Centre. We are here for FIBA EuroCup Women first leg qualification between London Lions and Spar Gran Canaria. Michael Hanson-Morris here with Nigel Lloyd this evening. Nigel, thanks for joining me.
Not a problem, Michael. This is going to be an exciting game to watch. First time in a long time to have a FIBA EuroCup women's game playing. It's a good atmosphere as far as the crowd. Everyone's cheering everybody on so far. It's been polite, but when the game gets started, you know, London's got to go for it.
Yeah, and the good news for the London Lions fans, Joe Leadham is out taking up warm-ups and looks like she will take part this afternoon in this first leg for the Lions. Was an injured out coming in, however Leah McDermott unable to suit up this afternoon, and she will hope to get back for the second leg, which will be next Thursday night in Spain. For the visiting Gran Canaria side, they are without one of their young stars, Sika Kone, out still in Afro women's basket, which is still underway. In fact, her Mali side currently in the quarterfinal as we speak, but she will be back with the Spanish side for the second leg next week. As we've got just under 3 minutes till tip here at the Crystal Palace National Sports Centre, and a good-sized crowd, Nigel. First game of the season, back with fans.
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry that the fans won't be able to see it because of the fact that the crowd is all on this side, because that's the way it is. It was set up for this game, but now it's a great crowd. It's a great atmosphere. That everyone looks excited too. And I think the crowd's going to get into this game. I see a few horns in here. They're going to try to make this a home game for the London team because, you know, when you go away in Europe, how the situation is the other way around. So I'm glad a lot of people came out, and we've all got them together on the same side of the court, so the noise level should be great.
Yeah, and just some names to look out for. Obviously, two pretty much brand new rosters. Gran Canaria, a lot of changes in the off-season. And we'll focus firstly, Nigel, on the Oregon matchup. The new addition for the Lions, Holly Winterburn, playing against her college teammate, Lydia Gomez, both at the Oregon Ducks.
True, yeah, and I've been told that because the young lady from Oregon on their team, number 41, right? Yeah, she's been playing excellent. Her college record, don't dwell on that. She's only averaged about 3.3 points a game in college, but the fact of the matter is, here in Europe, she's really having a good season. She's shown that she's a very good player. Also, let's face it, if you were scoring and starting in Oregon, you're probably in the WNBA. So, you know, that's good. And the fact that Holly, I think, got more runs than she did when they were playing together. So that spells well for us to the fact that London was able to bring a Holly Winterburn there to be able to compete at this level.
And some just other names to look out for the visitors, weighing 22. Hanne Mestag, part of the Belgium national team that went to Tokyo. Watch out for her on the 3-point line. Last year in EuroCup, 87% of her shots were from the 3-point line. And she can certainly, when she gets her feet set, catch and shoot. And then the new addition for this Gran Canaria team as well, number 33, Maya Caldwell out of the University of Georgia. 3rd round pick in the WNBA. And she will look to score early and often for the Spanish side. As for the hometown London Lions, Kennedy Leonard.
Wait, no, one thing. I watched Elma, the number 10 for Gran Canaria. She might have hit 6 or 7 threes in a row from the wing. I mean, and she has a little hitch in her step on the shot, but it was just money. So we also got to watch out for them. They shot the ball very, very well.
And for Mark Clark and the London Lions, action in both France and the UK building up to this. Cassie Breen and Steph Ume both late into the country, but have had a good week's prep under their legs, and it looks like London Lions will be the first team out onto the floor, wearing 88 Azania Stewart, 3 Shanice Beckford-Norton, 14 Kennedy Leonard, 11 Holly Winterburn, and 13 Chantel Charles.
Yeah, that's a very athletic lineup, and it looks like London will be able to match Gran Canaria as far as pressuring the ball. Hopefully now the rebounding will be a thing, so Stewart's going to have to be very, very good inside, but I like the lineup. Coach Cumber's got the quick players out there, he's got the athletic players, and he's going to try to get it done early, get off to a good start.
Yeah, and obviously Kennedy Leonard for the Lions, point guard last year, had a terrific year and was right in that conversation for WBBL MVP. Averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds, and 11.5 assists a game. And Lions certainly looked to let her run in transition and just make the right decision.
True. And she's been proven to be an excellent decision maker at the BBL level. Now see how she's going to step up and do it in Europe. She looks comfortable though. When I watched them warm up, I was down here early. The girls look comfortable and look they're ready for the challenge. So it's good to see them out there.
And the starters for Gran Canaria, Mestag wearing 22. Giome wearing 41, Caldwell 33, 14 Alina Hartmann, the German, and number 11 Belanca Milan, fresh out of the University of Maine. And it'll be Caldwell to get us underway. First possession for Gran Canaria. Ball now with Mestag, 9 on the shot clock. She'll come off the pick and roll as Zania Stewart switching out. Catch and shoot for Milan, a little long, and Lions will get the defensive stop. And here they go in transition with Shanice Beckford-Norton. And the Lions will get it set up in the half-court pick and roll. Charles and Leonard, and the 15-foot jumper, good for Chantel Charles.
That real comfortable too, Charles. That's a great pick and roll, pick and pop, and it was a shot. Also, Beckford-Norton, she's setting the tempo over defensively for the London Lions right now with the way she's pressuring the basketball.
And again, Canaria looking for Mestag coming off the double screen, well defended by the Lions. Chantel Charles out on the switch. Lions looking like they're going to switch a lot early in this game. Ball inside to Caldwell, her pull-up just a little off, but Giome with the big offensive rebound just about gets away with the walk, and they'll reset it with 10 on the shot clock to Caldwell. She'll pull up from behind the arc, little long, and Kennedy Leonard with her first board of the night. And again, Lions looking to get out early. Leonard gets into the lane all the way to the hoop, gets the contact, and will head to the line.
That's a great decision by Kennedy Leonard then in transition, because she had the big girl from Oregon switched onto her, and she used the guile in her speed to turn the corner and be able to make a foul. Also, that's what's good about the London Lions. When you have the point guard able to get a defensive rebound, that helps you get out in transition and push the ball. And Gran Canaria was not ready for that transition just now.
And for those of you new to the FIBA EuroCup Qualifiers, this is two-legged game. So these teams will face off next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. I believe that tip for the second leg. So aggregate scoring, and that will certainly play a factor later tonight, but we will leave that for the fourth quarter and down the stretch as Kennedy Leonard goes 2 of 2 from the line, and the hosts London Lions out to a quick 4-0 lead.
That's a good shooting by Kennedy Leonard. Lions are playing great basketball right now, and they handle it. The pressure by Beckford-Norton though is setting the tempo. It looks like they're throwing Gran Canaria out of the rhythm right now.
And Mestag again off the screens, nowhere to go. And Azania Stewart trying to deny the high post pass to Giome is fouled. So Azania Stewart's first of the night. But right now, Nigel, London really switching defense and blowing up a lot of the actions for the Spanish side.
That's true. They're trying to maybe keep the ball on one side of the court, because obviously when Gran Canaria gets the ball and swings it, it's harder for the defense to rotate. So that's a great job by the team right now.
Caldwell, we said we'll see a lot of her, gets into the lane, left-handed layup, just a little long. Chantal to the rebound, and Holly Winterburn out. Lions unable to find in transition, And instead, Beckford Norton now to Winterburn. Finally, the extra pass. Good look for Winterburn, just a little off. And again, Lions are looking to be aggressive in transition.
Yeah, that's a good job.
We'll see now if Gran Canaria can get on the board. 2 minutes gone of this first quarter. Good defense by Winterburn.
The crowd's getting into the game as well right now. They're spurring Holly on for the defense.
And Caldwell again stopped behind the 3-point line, a little short, and Lydia Gomez able to come up with the rebound but can't save it. And sloppy pass by Holly Winterburn trying to keep the ball out of bounds, and Canaria will have a new shot clock. And Shanice Beckford Norton there just a little bit late. I'll be called for the blocking foul, second team foul for the Lions.
Yeah, no, that was a great play by Holly Winterburn, but she made a turnover. Beckford Norton, that was good, stepping in there to make sure that the big girl Giomi did not get a chance to score a basket. The energy level is up, though, and that's what's good for London.
And Hartman off the screen, off the inbound, catch and shoot just a little long for Alina Hartman, one of the few returning players on this Gran Canaria side that had a big makeover over the summer. And Lions still yet to concede a basket, and can they extend the lead? Stewart in the post, stripped from behind by Caldwell, and Gran Canaria out in transition. Caldwell looking to go coast to coast, and will get the contact from Shanice Beckford Norton.
Yeah, now Coach Mark Clark's got to make a decision because that's second foul. But that was, I thought Stewart, she just wasn't looking, and that was great defense by the young lady from Caldwell. Yeah, she did a good job, but Beckford Norton, this is a decision that's going to be made. Now here comes the coach. He's making a change. Just bringing in a shooter because I thought Beckford Norton did try her best to play good defense, but it was a foul.
Mark Caldwell said earlier, out of the University of Georgia.
Right, yeah.
8.3 points per game, 2 assists, and an 80% free throw shooter, so expect her to make both, which she does. And Spar Gran Canaria with their first points of the afternoon, and Shanice Beckford Norton, having picked up a second foul, will take a breather, and in for the first time wearing 10, Cassie Breen.
I think Beckford Norton, what's going to be missed about it is her defense on Caldwell. She set the tone defensively because Caldwell is a general for that team. She was getting everything done. So hopefully now when the switch is made, Lions can handle that pressure.
And Holly Winterburn posting up in the short corner, driving on Hannah Mestag, and she will pick up the foul. And the Lions end line ball.
She's added that to her game, right? The post game, right? Holly. Now she's playing practically the 3 spot because we know she can shoot the ball very well. But the fact she was able to make a post move and get fouled, that's great for the team.
Second team foul for Canaria as Lions try and exit bounds, but Caldwell again really active on the defensive end.
Caldwell, she looks like she's going to be a problem for Lions defensively and offensively. So it's going to be how they match her defensive intensity. But she looks like she's one of the keys.
And Winterburn now again aggressive, trying to skip it out, but Caldwell reading that skip to the baseline, her second steal, and a lovely outlet pass. And Mestag able to lay it home for 2. Sorry, correction, Hartman. Yeah,
that was a great pass by Caldwell. It's a great steal. Again, when the point guards make the play like that, your team gets off to the races, so you're able to find it.
And Cassie Breen, the sharpshooter for the Lions, unable to get her shot this time, and will reset to Kennedy Leonard. Breen now off the down screen, finds Holly Winterburn. 6 left on the shot clock. Winterburn and Stewart, the 2 Leicester Riders last year, working together. And Azania Stewart gets it to go.
Yes, that's great basketball. It's a great play by Holly Winterburn. The shot clock was coming down. They had to make a play. She was able to come off a screen and roll, and Stewart rolled into the basket for the and one. That's a great basketball play by Holly Winterburn right there.
And again, we said those two coming across from the Leicester Riders. Big acquisitions from the London Lions, especially Holly Winterburn, also going to study at the University of East London and will presumably have a multi-year deal.
As well, and they've used to be playing together and winning, so that's a good job by both.
Stewart's free throw just off to the right a little bit, but Mark Clark no doubt will be happy with this start in the European competition. First time since 2007 we've had a British side in Europe. Mestag able to get the catch and shoot off a little bit off to the right, but another offensive rebound. Her third of the afternoon for Giomi, but Azania Stewart blocks the hook shot.
Yeah, that's great D by Stewart. She made a mistake. Giomi got the defensive rebound. She never gave up defensively on the play. She was able to get a block shot and have to start it over. 11 seconds on the shot clock for Gran Canaria.
And the ball into Caldwell, looking again to attack off the pick and roll. Got the switch with Stewart. Giomi trying to post up inside, but Caldwell's pass just a little bit too far away. And that's the versatility of this Lions team defensively. They are able to switch a lot and not necessarily give up as much.
And the fact that Stewart's able to play defensively on a point guard and make up throw the ball away, that's a great play. But also you got to give Charles a lot of credit. She did not allow Giomi just to back her down, even though she had about 3 or 4 inches on her.
And again, Holly Winterburn in this pick and roll this time again, trying to look for the baseline pass, but Chantel Charles just a little bit late filling that corner.
A little bit more to the corner. Yeah, I understand what Holly Winterburn was trying to get out of that play. She's just trying to make someone come to her so she can get Chantel a shot.
And again, Holly Winterburn catch and shoot. Left wing three is good. And Lions 9-4 lead, and Holly Winterburn making a big impact early on.
Yeah, that's a great shot by Holly Winterburn. She did a post move. Now she showed a jump, and she's trying to make assists. That's a great impact by Holly Winterburn.
And now Spar Gran Canaria setting up in the horn set. Lions again defending it well. Caldwell looking to go back door, had nowhere to go. Azania Stewart able to contest the drive, but a fourth offensive rebound for Lydia Giome. And Spar Gran Canaria with another opportunity. Caldwell open on the 15-foot, a little bit off. Azania Stewart, big rebound. Yeah. And Lions this time able to come up with the defensive stop.
Good job, that's a good job. And now they're going to get the ball inside. Stewart can go to work on her.
Chantel Charles, long two, right foot just inside the line. Yes. And timeout, Spar Gran Canaria.
Great basketball by London Lions. Great unselfish basketball as well. Defensive, they made a few mistakes as far as giving up a few offensive rebounds to Gran Canaria, but they kept playing defense and were able to get a stop. And once they got the stop, they were able to execute offensively. Great job by London Lions in that possession.
And just talk about your concern. Obviously, you know Mark Clark really well from your time working with him. Just talk about the defensive rebounding right now. That it's really the only probably negative thing he can take away from the opening 5 minutes.
True, and at the moment now they're bringing in Paige Robinson to help change that, because she's a big athletic player, so hopefully that's going to help contest the defensive rebounds. And also, to be honest, Stewart's been injured a little bit this year, so she's kind of give her a rest. So Mark is using his bench wisely right now, and at the moment it's working out for London. It's defensive intensity. The only thing they need to do is shore up the defensive rebounds, and then the transition looks fine. And also, when they're making the plays on offense, everybody just needs to cut a little bit harder, because Gran Canaria, they're just starting to read some of the plays. But besides that, you got to be happy if you're Mark Clark winning 11-4 with 5 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, no doubt 5 minutes in, first European appearance. No doubt this is exactly what Lions wanted, and the thing about two-legged basketball is no lead is safe. Yeah. Obviously, Lions on the road next week, so every possession the whole time is going to be important throughout this 40 minutes.
That's true, that's true. So I think Mark's going to say, if you told him before the game, but 5 minutes gone, you'll be up 11-4, we just not play, let's go to there, he'd be happy with that. So he's got to be over the moon with that. Obviously, the Gran Canaria head coach isn't happy with his team's came out right now, but so he's made a change. So he's brought in a few, right? Number 12 is in as well.
A couple of changes for the visiting Gran Canaria. Maria Montgomery wearing 12 is in, along with 55, Carla Brito. Carla Brito, one of the youngsters in the Gran Canaria system, just 19 years old. Made a debut in Liga Femenina last year, and as alluded to in the timeout, Paige Robinson in for the Lions wearing 22. It was Azania Stewart headed to the bench, and Caldwell again. And just Paige can't Robinson get that mid-range to go.
What you wanted, she got the defensive rebound, so she was able to give Lions a chance to go.
Yeah, and Caldwell so far unable to make much progress with Caldwell, but she just can't get those shots to go. And Carla Burrito called for the personal foul, reaching in on Holly Winterburn, and that'll be the third team foul for Gran Canaria in this first quarter. First on Burrito, and it'll be Kennedy Leonard to take the ball out from the side. New 14 seconds for the Lions to work with, and the ball in again to Winterburn, and that looks like a second quick foul on Burrito. Indeed it is. 55 shown to the table.
Lions should be shooting in the bonus, and that's what you like, where you want to make sure the other team gets into you get into the bonus each quarter before the other team gets you free possessions, especially the way Lions shoot the free throw. They're a very good free throw shooting team. Yeah,
correction, that was the fourth and then the 15th foul, so Lions in the bonus for the last 4:32, and it'll be Chantel Charles to the line, 68% free throw shooter last year, and really one of the few that's had experience against this level of opposition, coming from Liga Femenina. And Paige Robinson in for the rebound. Lydia Giome just a little bit asleep there, and she'll be called for her second personal foul, and it'll be Paige Robinson to the line for two.
True, and that's Mark Clark making the change. The Lions looked like they were lacking a little bit in the rebound. As she came in, she's got a defensive rebound. She was able to get an offensive rebound and give herself a chance for a second shot, and now they have to sub. Now Lions have the size advantage.
Yeah, and Gran Canaria going a little bit small. It's Elma Dotovic, the Slovenian, checking into the game for the first time, wearing 10. So it'll be interesting to see if Lions try and attack the paint a little bit more. It's where they're having some advantage so far.
Yeah,
as Robinson.
she can't be playing the 5. They have a shooting guard down at 5'10". I will tell you this, I watched her warm up. She can flat out shoot the basketball, but so Paige Robinson's going to have to be aware of that. But we'll see how it goes. There's a size advantage now to Lions.
And Dautovic making a step up this year, played in LF2 last year, so taking a step up into Liga Femenina. And she's Blanca Milan able to get all the way to the rim, missed the layup. And Carlo Burrito on the offensive rebound is fouled by Paige Robinson. Not happy with the call, but call is made by a veteran officiating crew, and the youngster will head to the line. 4th team foul of the quarter for the Lions.
True, and now that's the only thing that's the Achilles heel for Lions right now is the ability to get the defensive rebound. If they can start that, then they can stop this Gran Canaria team.
And Burrito able to miss the second. It looked like it was in from our point of view, but another offensive rebound kicked out to Milan. Her 3 a little off, and this time Cassie Breen with the big time board. Looked like Maya Caldwell was in for yet another offensive rebound, but Lions will be able to set up once again in the half court, leading by 9. Winterburn looked like she was going to curl, pops back out, gets an open pull up off the screen, and Holly Winterburn yet again making a big impact in her London Lions debut.
She's showing the whole arsenal of the game, and she's playing defense on Caldwell, their best player at the moment. Holly Winterburn, she showed the pull up, she showed the 3 ball, she's driven to the basket, she showed the whole arsenal of her range right now. Wait to see what else is left.
Milan now 9 seconds left on the shot clock, looking for the cutting Burrito, but stripped by Kennedy Leonard.
Great slip.
Great hands by the British guard, and she is unguarded. Canaria a little bit off in transition, and the head coach Jose Ramos Rodriguez called for the technical foul. I don't think he was necessarily going at the officials. I think it's his players. He was unhappy with the lack of screen down here, and there's enough
at the moment, because he's not talking to the ref, he's talking to his team. But that was a clean steal. There's no way he could have been upset at that play.
No, and it'll be Kennedy Leonard to the line to shoot the bonus.
That's a clean steal.
And the 87% free throw shooter makes no mistake. But it looked like down there again, it's the defense for Gran Canaria right now isn't quite in sync. Are they switching? Are they not? And that's probably what got Coach Rodriguez Ramos upset. And Lions now into a 12-point lead.
True, and I think a lot of it's due to the fact that Holly Winterburn is making them have to deal with switches. She gets into the screen. Oh, that's a great play. That's a great play. It's a great play. That's what you call a screen refusal. Everyone jumped to the middle, expecting Holly to take the ball off the screen. She faked it and she went to the baseline and she was wide open. They had to foul. If not, it was automatic 2 points. Great move by Holly Winterburn.
Yeah. Obviously, we talked about her year in Oregon and then coming back to Leicester Riders. Really strong year last year for Leicester. WBBL Team of the Year, and obviously with that, the British Team of the Year, 3-time Young Player of the Year in the league as well. And her development continuing. The opportunity, she said in the pre-game, was talking about coming to Europe, a big opportunity, something that wasn't here 5 years ago. And this is what this Lions team wants to do, inspire the generation, as Winterburn goes 1 of 2 from the line. And Caldwell again in attack mode, this time able to get all the way to the rim. Maya Caldwell finally able to get a bucket to go.
That's a foul. Wow. Caldwell got away with one just now, but that's okay. Lions are still playing through it. They haven't lost their poise.
And again, Lions straight to the pick and roll. This time, Gran Canaria get the switch, but Winterburn going to work the mismatch. And Dautovic gets the layup to go.
So we got the drive to the basket, we got the mid-range, she hit the free throws, and she also hit the 3-ball. At the moment, Holly Winterburn, and the steal. Great job by Holly Winterburn. She should have a layup on this one.
And Milan in from behind, great defense, and unfortunately just stepped out of bounds. Holly Winterburn tried to get in front, but a great veteran move by Milan, getting back from behind and knocking it loose.
Yeah, but Holly Winterburn, she's playing great defense herself. She was able to get the steal from Caldwell, their best ball handler. So I don't know if they have an answer for Holly at the moment.
Again, Cassie Breen trying to get free off the screen. Chantal Charles slips to the basket, gets the layup to go, and assists Coach Mark Clark.
That's a great play by Coach Mark Clark to set it up. And also the fact that Cassie Green is such a great shooter, they had to honor that. So they were all paying attention to her, and they're able to get Chantal Charles a shot.
And right now for Spar Gran Canaria, just about staying in the game as 72 minutes still left as Milan's free just a little bit off again. And Lions now looking to make this 15-point lead even bigger. Paige Robinson just a little bit too past, resets it. Kennedy Leonard again in the pick and roll. Flare screen for Cassie Breen, gets a wide open three. Up and good.
She can do that. She can do that. Better put that on the scouting report if you're not sure. Cassie Breen can flat out shoot the basketball. That's caused the coach to bring in 2 subs now. He's bringing Jiomi with 2 fouls, so that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, and Hannah Mestag at the scorer's table as well. Checking in next whistles, Holly Winterburn gets a hand in the passing lane. Milan have 9 seconds to work, currently in isolation on Winterburn. Here comes the screen by Dautovic. Into the lane by Milan, takes the contact from Chantel Charles, but a really good finish.
That's a very good move by the young lady. I thought London played a lot of defense. Now it's going to be how coach rotates his bench, because at the moment Holly's killing, but you know they're going to have to get a rest at some point. So
yeah, and that may be coming. Steph Ume checking into the game, and obviously Mark Clark and the London Lions working around those 2 early fouls by Shanice Beck for Norton as Leonard throws it away. Paige Robinson can't quite get hands on it, and the fast break layup good for Carla Burrito, her 4th point of the game, and again another youngster making a big impact for this Spanish team this time.
She is defensive. London's got to execute a little bit. Here we go.
Winterburn off the pin down, this time a little bit off to the right. A layup tipped up, and again Gran Canaria out in transition. Burrito going to slow it down, find the trailing Milan. Her 3 contested by Paige Robinson off the front rim, but yet another rebound by Dautovic. She tries to skip past it, nearly goes in. And Carla Burrito again able to get the bucket to go, and sometimes it doesn't matter how the ball gets there as long as it gets there to the open player.
Yeah, the offensive rebound has been the Achilles heel for London. They've got to deal with that. They're getting the team to miss the first shot, but then the rebound and second shot is what London's struggling with right now.
And Kennedy Leonard again looking to explore the pick and roll, gets all the way to the lane. Scoop layup, she was looking for contact from Milan by behind, no call by the official. Another great bounce pass in transition, and Burrito will head to the line for 2, but another great bounce pass in transition.
It's a great pass, yes, by Caldwell. Caldwell, she's a general of the team. And because they're coming back now, Jiomi, they've taken her back off the bench, I think. But Caldwell, the way she's pushing the ball in transition for the fast breaks for Gran Canaria, they're bringing them back into this game. At the moment, London's got to maybe offensive rebound a little bit more, and then also definitely defensive rebounds. Holly Winterburn is out at the moment. Who else came in?
And Chantel Charles taking a break for the Lions, in for the first time wearing 31. Steph Ume only arrived in the country, I believe on Monday. Steph finally got in, so a little bit of visa issues. And Valentina Clocker also in, wearing 12.
Okay.
And with 7.4 seconds to go, Lions will have the final possession of this first quarter as long as they can box out. Problem that has been really the tone of it, and Dautovic in fact did get inside Paige Robinson, and kind of lucky there if anything that made it. And Alina Hartman back into the game.
London's got to come help on the press right now. Kenny Leonard was being double teamed.
And Kennedy Leonard will get the ball in 6 seconds. Caldwell full court, no screen by Robinson. Kennedy Leonard's going to have a lot of work to do. Highs it up from 35 feet, just off to the left. And that will end the first quarter here in London. London Lions 25, Spar Gran Canaria 14.
Yeah, excellent quarter, excellent start of 8 quarters that London's got to try to win. All they have to do is try to win each quarter by 1, to be honest. And right now they're up 11 points in this quarter. Offensively, London is clicking. We know they fell off a little bit at the end. That's about maybe a little bit of fitness. Maybe they're going to be a little rotation. But I think the team's playing extremely well. But London's playing aggressive on defense, and they're playing aggressive on offense. Gran Canaria doesn't look at the moment like they can stay with London. But when London does miss, they have to take care of the transition right now. That's the only thing that Gran Canaria has, their transition when London misses, and the fact that the offensive rebound. Those are 2 keys that if Coach Mark Clark can shore up, that's going to give Gran Canaria problems in this series, just right now.
But again, no, just talk about the impact of this game being so early on in the season as well. Obviously, the London Lion men experience as well, that really this is pre-season normally for teams, and now a big game over this time, 2 legs instead of 1 for the Lions. But how difficult it is to get up and running at the right speed early on.
It is, and especially when you have one of your imports came in earlier this week, and another one came in maybe late last week, so that's a big thing. The fact of the matter, the great thing about it is because the Lions had a successful program last year, they were able to bring back the 2 girls that played with the team. So obviously the chemistry is going to be there, and then also getting a chance to know the systems and things that Coach Mark Clark wants to run. That's only a good thing for that. But I think, yeah, you're right. It's normally a preseason game, but London had a preseason. They went to France for a little bit as well. They played some boys some different teams this week, last weekend coming up. So I think London is kind of close to firing all cylinders. And you talk about Joe Leadham still hasn't entered the game. So you're looking at London's got a secret weapon right there that they don't have to use at the moment. So that's a great thing for London. You have 25-14 and you haven't got a chance to use all your weapons.
Yeah, and obviously Mark Clark delighted with that, but that little run towards the end of the first quarter really brought the visiting Gran Canaria side back into the game. That lead was 15-16 and down to 11. It's important now Lions come out with a bit of momentum in the second quarter.
Yeah, so now it's going to be how Lions come and how they start. The good thing also, you look at the Stewart, she's got a chance to get a rest. Obviously, Beck from North, she's in foul trouble, but you never know. They might come in and use her energy. It doesn't look like Gran Canaria is going that deep on their bench, so we'll see how that goes.
We'll just have a look at the first quarter. A little bit of a server issue, I believe, on the stats, so people at home can't quite see what's going on. But for the Lions is Holly Winterburn, leading scorer with 8 points, and 7 for Chantel Charles. As for the visiting Gran Canaria side, it's those 6 points from the youngster Carlo Burrito pacing the host, and then 4 points for Bianca Milan, Maya Caldwell. As we get the second quarter underway.
Because you know that she's a great shooter.
Yeah, Kennedy Leonard again looking to explore. Paige Robinson sends the screen, 6 seconds on the clock. Clocker to Ume, really effective last year in WBBL, working on Caldwell, a little short, and the ball didn't quite hit the rim, so that'll be 24-second violation, and a lot better defense coming out from the visiting Spar Gran Canaria.
Yes, and this is the key. London's got to match their energy defensively right now because they've picked up the pace. The coach is yelling at them. They're ready to go, so London has to match that. Steph right now, that was a good move. I thought she got fouled on that play, to be honest. So let's see how London picks up the defense.
Just having a look at the first quarter stats, we've been sent up. Gran Canaria with 8 offensive rebounds, Lions with only 8 defensive boards, so that's a really easy problem to look at, to fix, but now Lions have got to put it on the floor, and first of all see if Gran Canaria can even get a shot off. Kennedy Leonard with the baseline still as the shot clock expired. Valentina Clocker in behind the defense, but just unable to be open. But Leonard now working off the ball screen, gets all the way to the rim and makes the layup.
Great move by Kennedy Leonard. She was able to fake the young lady into thinking she was going to shoot the jumper, and then she was able to use the right hand and get right to the basket for underhand shot. It's a great move by Kennedy Leonard. She started all by getting the steal as well, so that's what you call one of the young players getting the job done.
And Giomi open on the cross screen, but just shuffled her feet before she got the ball down, and is called for the travel. And London Lions making a change early in this second quarter. It's Steph Ume taking a break. Chantel Charles coming back in, and probably again just Ume just a little bit short of rotation because of a late arrival.
Yeah. She hasn't been there, and also coach is telling her right now maybe she made a mistake on the play. But currently right now Lions are playing well. They're playing great defense. Paige Robinson's playing good defense. Now offense, if we can get Breen off, we'll be fine.
And now 8 on the shot clock. Leonard looking for Charles down low, guarded by Mestag. Hands it to Breen, little 10-foot jumper, just a little long, but Cassie Breen able to track down her own offensive rebound, and she will reset the offense with Kennedy Leonard. Leonard looking for a screen, but initially gets by Caldwell and will now come back and take it. Cassie Breen, 5 on the shot clock, is going to force it up, and nothing but net for Cassie Breen.
Cassie Breen, let her get involved in this game. That's a great shot. That's great patience. She was able to get the offensive rebound to start the offense over, and Kennedy Leonard was able to find her for an open shot, and it was a hard shot too.
And again, Gran Canaria attacking the switch on the pick and roll. Extra pass to Dautovic, her free off to the left. Cassie Breen with the defensive rebound.
That's where she was hitting about 6 in a row in warm-up. So I'm so glad that London was able to contest that shot.
Chantel Charles going to line up the straightaway free, just off but not loose by Clocker from behind. And Cassie Breen can't quite keep the ball in bounds. And Azania Stewart checking back in for the Lions, replacing Paige Robinson. And another sub for Canaria back into the game, wearing 55, Carlo Burrito, who made an impact. And the other play we yet to see from the visitors is their Bahamian point guard, Valerie Nesbitt, out of Ole Miss, someone we probably would have seen. So I wonder if she, like Joe Leadham, carrying an injury into this tie, as Burrito straight off the bench. Her little pull-up is short, and now Kennedy Leonard, ball in her hands, will happily slow it down, and Lions presumably looking to attack this pick and roll. DDC Stewart coming up.
They're trying to force them not to switch.
And the ball inside to Stewart, left-handed hook, just a little bit off.
That's a good move.
And Hannah Mestag with the big rebound. And Jeremy running the floor, but Caldwell just a little bit too strong on the outlet.
Yeah. At the moment, London, I like the way they are. They're fighting for every shot. They hustle back in transition. Stewart, she was running her heart out just now because that young lady had a little step on her. But she was able to get there and make Gran Canaria make a bad pass. Now you've got Winterborn. She's running the point guard now because Kenny Leonard is getting a little blow right now. So we'll see how that comes out.
Lions with a versatile lineup here. Holly Winterborn normally plays pretty much the 3, and now Lions with a bunch of wings on the floor will again help defensively be able to switch stuff in and around Azania Stewart. Fine Clocker on the great back cut, reverse layup, just a little bit short, but a lovely tut by Valentina Clocker. And now Burrito out in transition, finds Caldwell, gets her feet set. 3 is up a little longer, and Azania Stewart able to pull down the defensive rebound. And we'll find her ex-Riders teammate in Holly Winterborn. Stewart and Winterborn in that 2-man game.
Pass.
They help off Cassie Breen. She can hit
that.
Milan on the floor, and a long 2, but a lovely relocation from Cassie Breen to attack the closeout.
Oh my goodness, it looked like a 3. I don't know what she could have done differently. That was a great pass by Holly to pump fake because they know she can shoot, and then they were able to get the shot. But that's a great answer. That's a great reply right there on the shot from a young lady from Gran Canaria. So while London was celebrating, that was a great shot. But I like the way the London Lions are playing.
Yeah, first 3 of the afternoon for Gran Canaria. I think they're 1 of 10 now from downtown. Good look for Mestag as Azania Stewart looking to go to work, loses the handle, kicks out to Winterborn. 5 on the shot clock, gets Caldwell in the air, kicks out. Chantel Charles, 20-foot straightaway jump shot, great look, just a little long for Chantel Charles. And Gran Canaria again looking to push in transition. Caldwell to the left side of the rim, can't get it to go.
Good job.
Clocker saves it, and Lions are going to have a chance to run in transition. 3-on-1 fast break. Charles, no look bounce pass. Cassie Breen gets the layup to go.
Great job by Charles in transition on a 3-on-2 break. Cassie Breen didn't settle for the 3-point shot. They were able to go in and take the 2. Great job in transition by the London Lions.
And again, it's missed layups at one end, give Lions transition. Gran Canaria really taken Lions transition away, but the missed layup allowed Lions to run as Caldwell going to blow by Breen. Stewart there on the help. Giome kicks it out to Milan. Her 3 way short. And ball out of bounds. London Lions possession.
Yeah, the defensive intensity that the London Lions are showing right now is unbelievable. And Kenny Leonard is now back in the game. She was able to take a rest and come back in the game a little bit recharged. London right now, they're firing all cylinders. And finally, Caldwell's got a rest after playing so much in this quarter. In the first half.
And interesting for the visitors, their youngest player on the roster, Maria Doreste, just 16 years old, making her Liga Femenina debut probably on Saturday as Gran Canaria start their season in guarding Kendi Leonard. Tough lineup. Kendi Leonard, no love from the referee. And it was Doreste able to push in transition. Mestag run off the line by Winterborn. Go to little 12-foot pull-up. Again, a little bit long, but Gran Canaria all over the rebounding. And Alina Hartman just in off the bench, able to knock down a second 3 for the visitors.
Yeah, no, that's the second chance points is going to be unbelievable for Gran Canaria because London initially is making the stop, but they have to take care of the defensive rebound.
And Kendi Leonard right now looking for contact. She's not getting from the officials. And gets the ball back in her hand. 7 on the shot clock. Leonard isolated on Hartman. Tries to go for the up and under. Well defended Winterborn. 2 on the shot clock. Finds Breen. And Cassie Breen was open, but just a little bit too far under the basket. And before she made it, 24-second violation.
That's probably one of the few mistakes that London Lions have made in this game. Holly Winterborn, she has to shoot it. She wouldn't have had enough time for Cassie Breen to turn and get the shot off. But it's also credit the defense of Gran Canaria. They've picked up the defense now that the rest is in the game. She's actually the young lady. She's pushing the tempo as well.
Winterborn gambles on the steal, can't get it. Burrito into lane, blocked by Stewart. Chantel Charles with the athletic save on the great work by Charles to keep her feet in, and Lions able to have some room in transition. Leonard deciding to back it out, and she'll reset the ball to Winterborn. Leonard now off the down screen, going to attack the middle of the paint, and this time she will get into the paint, draw the whistle, and I expect that'll be 2 free throws. Indeed it is for Kennedy Leonard.
It's got to be. Yeah, that's a great play by Kennedy Leonard. She was able to take advantage. She's shooting. I think they were looking to sub her. Oh, no. She took advantage of the young lady, the young 16-year-old in the game. You know, we can't make friends with them. So she was like, you know, I can take a chance with this young lady, get to the basket. She has to foul me. So that's great experience by Kennedy Leonard. And that's probably because she's been playing at just a little bit higher level than the young lady.
And Kennedy Leonard, we talked about in the first quarter, free throw shooting makes no mistake on the first. Lions lead up to 15 with 3:42 left of the first half. Shanice Beckford-Norton checked in on her second foul, so just something that she'll avoid picking up, and immediately you see that.
Yeah, they brought
Caldwell back into the game. Shanice Beckford-Norton
yeah.
says, that's the matchup I want.
Yeah, that's true. And Beckford-Norton, she's handling that matchup for sure. I thought if she had a chance to press her duress, we could have got some steals, but we'll see.
Mestag off the double screen. Winterburn able to get there just in time. And now the two Oregon girls matching up inside.
It's
Winterburn on Giome. And instead they're going to call a travel. Burrito in between, looking for Giome inside.
Yeah.
Just jumped a little bit and called for the travel.
Yeah. You got to put that down to defensive. Oregon defense, they played against each other more than once. So when Holly was able to switch on to Giome, she was able to defend her so that Gran Canaria could not take advantage.
And Kennedy Leonard, as she does, getting the line set up. Winterburn looking like for the down screen again for Stewart, going to curl off it, open on the foul line briefly.
Stewart's got a little one.
But now Stewart has the mismatch inside, but so does Winterburn. Blows by her Oregon teammate, tries to kick it to the corner, but Burrito again able to just get a hand in the passing lane, and Gran Canaria have done a great job of taking away that baseline skip.
Good
but this
steal.
time turns it over in transition, and it'll be Kennedy Leonard looking for the post up. Stewart's got Caldwell, lob pass. Azania Stewart can't quite keep the handle, has to kick it out, but Lions again looking for the room. Winterburn driving kick to Beckford-Norton, and Winterburn relocates, corner three, up and good.
Great unselfish basketball by Beckford-Norton. Great timeout, had to be called on that play. London Lions was able to execute all phases of that play. They were able to penetrate the key, make a pass, penetrate again, make another pass, and then fending up with Holly Winterburn shooting an open three-point shot in the corner. That's great intensity by London Lions in that play. And it all stems to the fact that they were being aggressive with the basketball.
And for Mark Clark, he had the timeout at the table, I think maybe just to give his sides a breather, but he's still got the two in his back pocket if he needs them for the last 2:39 of his first half. London Lions leading by 19 points, and right now everyone's saying, could this Lions team do it? First step into Europe for the women, and they're certainly proving any doubters they have wrong.
They are. They're definitely playing very good basketball. The execution is on par. They're playing the way they're playing unselfish basketball, and they look fit too. The girls look like they're in shape. They look like they enjoy playing basketball together. They're making unselfish plays, and you're thinking about that the way these guys are playing. And their two Americans haven't been impacted the game. Well, Cassie Breen has, and they still have guys coming. He's still doing it without Joe Leadham as well. So. You have to look and say Coach Mark Clark's got to be happy with the way this team is performing today and the intensity that they're playing this basketball game.
Yeah, and Lions, again, I think coming in, I think we both thought they'd go back to what their bread and butter was last year, which is in transition, but really today, done it in the half court, done it off the down screen and the pick and roll in particular. Azania Stewart and Paige Robinson, not talked about them a lot, but it's the credit with the screens they're setting to help their teammates get open.
And at the end of the day, I mean, a shooter, you're knocking down the shots. You know, you see the girls have open shots, they're able to knock the shots down comfortably, they're shooting with good technique. It's all down to the fact that they look like they work on their game a little bit, and you can see that it's paying off for them.
And coming out that timeout with 2:40 to go on the floor for the visiting Spar Gran Canaria. Dureste, Giome, Mestag, Caldwell and Burrito. Mestag going to come off the down screen. Lions defend it well. Force the action to the other side with Caldwell. Giome coming up for the pick and roll. She'll get the switch with Stewart. Tries to kick it out. And Chantel Charles in the passing lane. 2-on-1. Charles to Leonard. Kennedy Leonard scoop, layup and score. Lions lead by 21.
That's great defense and a great pass by Shelton Charles and pressure by Kennedy Leonard as well. Great job. London's coming out fired up right now.
But Lions leave Mestag open in transition. They're free. Rare air ball from Mestag. Don't normally see that.
Missed that shot. I don't know what happened there.
And now Winterburn left open. Charles on the screen, and Mark Clark seeing if they can reset the ball to Kennedy Leonard. 10 on the shot clock. See what Leonard does. Finds Beckford-Norton on the other side. Bit of a bad pass, and the ball will head out of bounds. And Maya Caldwell again making a huge defensive impact for the visitors.
Caldwell, she's a warrior. She's a hard playing defensive player. So that's a great job by Caldwell. I thought Holly had that shot though. You know, I think next time she takes a shot. She's been hit and she's wide open. So maybe coach saw something else, but I thought she could have taken a shot. But London, they're really competing very well. Beckford-Norton, I like the way she's competing with Caldwell, because it looks like Caldwell is the engine for this team. At the moment, she's not getting it done. So that's down to the defense of the London Lions on Caldwell.
And just an update on the stats for those of you trying to find the stats link. There is a server issue that affecting all EuroCup Women's games tonight, so we will bring you stats the other side of half time as Dureste puts up the three again, a little long. Spar Gran Canaria really struggling from downtown this evening. And Lions now with a chance to have the highest lead of the game.
Pass.
Leonard looked like she was going to take it to the rim, but instead finds Zania Stewart, and as easy as you like.
That's a great pass. And you have to look at Stewart. She didn't settle. She stepped to that basketball. She was able to go in and finish. That's great basketball. And it all started with Charles with the defensive rebound. When Lions take care of the defensive rebound, they can get almost anything they want on offense.
And just into the final minute, the youngster Dureste getting into the lane. Giomi able to try and keep the ball alive, but ball off her last, and with 1 minute to go, Mark Clark has 2 timeouts. Good opportunity here to draw up a set play and get something going into the half to keep the momentum.
Timeout by the coach. He sees something that he likes. He's finding a situation where you can always get another 2 points because you don't know what home court advantage means to the other team. I think it's a great situation. He calls a timeout, gets a good look for his team, gets them organized, and then keep pushing. So I think that's a great timeout for him right now. And here's a chance to get an easy bucket. And
a reminder for those of you late to join us here in Crystal Palace this afternoon, or this evening as it now is, the sun has definitely gone down, that this is an aggregate affair over 2 legs. So these teams obviously meet here. Whatever the score ends up tonight, that will effectively carry over to Spain next week for the second leg. And then obviously the winner of that will advance into the regular season of the EuroCup Women.
Yeah, I think if you look at the coaching staff and you look at the way the Lions are playing this basketball game, everyone's playing exceptional basketball. They're playing unselfish. They're playing for each other. I know the coach is drawing up a play right now to get an easy shot. Whether they score or not, they're getting a chance to get something that he saw that the defense wasn't doing for Gran Canaria right now. I'm not sure what Gran Canaria's answer is going to be. At the moment, they look like it's just the fact they were hustling offensive rebound, and once Lions was able to clean that up, they were taking care of the defensive boards, then they're off to the races. Gran Canaria seems to be struggling right now, so Lions have to keep that going. But we'll see what kind of play coach drew up, because he obviously saw something he likes. And the fact that they switch a lot. Looks like they're going to a zone.
It's potentially a little show of 2-3 zone.
Yeah.
So do Lions have something drawn up? Kendi Leonard really quick to recognise it. But good coaching change really to probably blow up whatever Mark Clark put out. And there's the result. Turnover, Leonard, a very rare bad pass. Blanca Milan blows the late though. Shanice Beckford-Norton able to keep it off the glass. And we will have a jump ball on the rebound. Stewart and Milan tied up, and it'll be Gran Canaria ball.
Oh, I thought that was a strong rebound by Stewart, though she might even got hit on the wrist right there. But that's all right. London kept playing. 14 seconds on the shot clock. We'll see how this comes out.
We'll see. Shanice Beckford-Norton here would not be a good time to pick up a third foul. Got to be really careful on this possession. Isolated on Coldwell. Giomi coming up for the screen. Coldwell left open from the foul line. Way off to the left. No reset. Kendi Leonard able to knock the ball loose. And it will be London Lions ball.
I'm going to say, as a London fan, we got away with one, but we'll take that because, it works out differently. That's a good job, but that was great defense by the team, and that was great job by Beckford-Norton to not get a foul while she's playing that defense.
And we've got a 6-second shot clock, game clock differential to end the half. Gran Canaria still in this zone. It looks like Coldwell did a great job on Winterburn on flare screen, but Eurostep layup, Holly Winterburn.
That's a great move by Holly Winterburn. And now she's pressuring the ball. That's a great move. She faked out everyone in the game.
And now Lions have fouls to give if they need it.
A bad pass. Oh, okay.
5 seconds left on the game clock.
Cosmo,
offensive foul.
Great D by Beckford-Norton. Great D. Is he calling one? No, you can't call timeout because you can't advance it, can you?
No, can't advance it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Mark Clark uses the timeout to draw something up right here. Offensive foul called on 12. Maria Mongomo.
Great D by Beckford-Norton as well. She just moved her feet very well. She knows she was on 2 fouls. She couldn't afford a third. And that's very, very great defense and way to compete for the young lady.
Yeah, and Shanice Beckford-Norton, rightly probably known as the best individual on-ball defender in the WBBL, normally taking the charges, but this time just able to get in front and create the push-off. Mark Clark now will have 2.5 seconds to see what he can do. Full court situation, because you can't advance the ball in the first half, but still plenty of time to get a good shot
You have
off.
to take the time out. You can't take it home with you, and he's not going to get it for the next quarter. It doesn't carry over. Also, the fact is he gets a chance to drop something. I've seen that he subbed in Paige Robinson, so maybe he's got some kind of lob or something going to the basket as well. So when you look at all of those things combined, it's a great timeout and a great way to finish the quarter.
And the visiting coach, Jose Ramos Rodriguez, is really getting into his players in this timeout, not saving anything for the locker room, and they will have a big halftime talk coming across them, but important right now, get the stop, go in, regroup. 60 minutes of basketball left at halftime in this game because of the second leg, and it is a lot of time just to slowly chip away.
It is, but you can't go home down 40 and think you're going to come back either. And I like the way London is coming out for this right now. It's baseline. So
it's full court to go. So Kennedy Leonard will inbound it. Cassie Breen, Chantel Charles, Paige Robinson, and Holly Winterburn going to get it into Charles. She'll get one pass. Winterburn's going to get a good look. A little short, and actually Holly Winterburn had an extra half second. Always tough to know, but Mark Clark and the London Lions 45-20 at half time, and Lions in full domination for the entire half.
Yes, they did. They played so much great basketball all the way to the end. They played very unselfish. You got you show everyone's doing the best way they play best. You got Holly Winterburn showing all facets of her game. You got Paige Robinson came in. She played defense. Stewart, she held down the middle a little bit. You're talking about Kennedy Leonard, the way she was controlling the pace, and Beckford Norton, a little unsung hero, even though she had 2 fouls. Her defensive intensity, she set the tone at the beginning of the game. And Chantel Charles too. I like the way she was playing basketball. She was very solid. She opened the game with scoring, hit a bank shot from the top, and she rebounded the ball very well. London is playing exceptional basketball right now, and the energy level is great. I'm not sure what the coach has for an answer from Gran Canaria, but we'll see. Maybe the zone. That's the only thing I could see, because that's the only thing London struggled with, was when he went to the zone after the timeout. But I didn't see nothing else that he could stop London with.
Yeah, and obviously we talked about the chance just to chip away. That's all Gran Canaria need to do. If you can win the second half by 7 or 8 points, down 15, going to home, you've got one of your best players in Sika Koenig coming back from the women's Afro basket to boost that roster for the home leg. You're still in this tie, so there's no need to massively panic quite yet.
Yeah, you're true, but we're doing that without Joe Leadon. So, what are they equal? We would assume so. That's how we look at the basketball game as well. So we've done all of this without even having to go to Joe Leadham at the moment. So that gives her a little bit more rest, a little bit more chance to get going. Also, the 2 young ladies, Breen, the 2 USA import girls, they haven't played a whole bunch of minutes either. So they're getting a chance to rest it, and they'll have a little bit more under them as far as being able to gel with the team and stuff like that. So they should be fine.
We are going to take a break here in Crystal Palace. We'll get caught up over half-time and rejoin you in about 8 minutes for this second half of this women's EuroCup qualifier. London Lions 45, Spar Gran Canaria 20 at the half. Cassie Breen off the bench with 10, and also 9 for Kennedy Leonard to go with 7 assists for the visitors. It's 19-year-old Carla Burrito, leading scorer at half-time with 6 points. And Michael Hanson-Morris here with Nigel Lloyd. Nigel, your takeaways from the first half?
Oh, my takeaway was you look at London, you say the defense was unbelievable. The fact that we were complaining at the fact that Gran Canaria was getting some offensive rebounds, but they were able to quietly shut them down. And also, when the team plays great defense like that, you normally don't get the offense, but London are flourishing on both ends of the court. They're executing the ball in offense, they're making extra passes, they're playing very unselfish as a team, as well as Kennedy Leonard leading the way with that. And then also, they're taking care of the ball and getting out in transition. So the London team have played all the basketball game they should. They just have to keep playing the same way. I don't see an answer for Gran Canaria unless London makes some mistakes. So hopefully London keeps playing the same way. And you got to look at Caldwell, though, because I think she's going to be a key for Gran Canaria, the way she plays. I think she's going to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, Maya Caldwell, 1 of 10 in the first half. Got some great looks from the foul line, especially in and around the elbow region. Just couldn't get him to go. And Gran Canaria, 2 of 15 from downtown. That's always a tough start when you're on the road. Lions, on the other hand, 4 of 9. Cassie Breen doing what she does, 2 of 2. And you talked about the rebounding. Gran Canaria, 8 offensive rebounds in that first quarter. Just a 1 in the second.
And that's something that Coach Mark Clark has made. He's told the team that if you take care of the defensive glass, you can get out in transition. Because the initial defense by London Lions is unbelievable. Even when they're switching the big girls onto the quicker players, London's able to stay in front and make it a contested shot. But then at the moment they weren't taking care of the defensive glass, now they're taking care of it. So now we have to see if they can keep this going. Now it's just going to be energy and determination to keep this going for the whole game. Because London looks like Gran Canaria right now has no answer to them today.
And the big thing for Lions is they've converted the mistakes on the offensive end for Gran Canaria. Just 10 turnovers for the visitors, but it's 16 points from Lions. And really, they've played a lot more in the half court, but it's the turnovers the one time they've been able to get out and run is what we normally expect to see in the WBBL from this London team.
Yeah. And there's the transition game. A lot of people think that the European game is strictly half court, but as you can see, anytime Gran Canaria makes a mistake, London is out in transition. They're able to execute, they're able to get an open look for their team. So that's a great play by the London. You can still run in transition. When you play the kind of great defense that London is playing, why not take advantage of the other team?
Right, starting fives coming out onto the floor for the second half. London with the same groups, wearing 3, Shanice Beckford Norton, 11, Holly Winterburn, 13, Chantel Charles, 14, Kennedy Leonard, and 88, Azania Stewart for the visitors. 33, Maya Caldwell, 11, Belenka Milan, 14, Alina Hartman, 41, Lydia Giome.
They went to that zone.
And 22, Hannah Mestag.
Yeah, that's the only thing London struggled with at the end of the quarter was the zone. They have not scored on this zone yet, so we'll see how this looks.
And looks like a little bit miscommunication. Winterburn and Beckford Norton not quite on the same page, and we'll see what Lions can do. 11 on the shot clock. Winterburn in the post. Goes to the step through. Holly Winterburn can't get the layup to go.
That was a great move. It looks like what Gran Canaria do is they start off in the zone, then as it cuts down, they go to their man-to-man. So London has to be aware of that.
And Caldwell coming out firing despite that 1 of 10.
And
Shanice Beckford Norton in transition.
That's a foul.
Going to get called, and this is the debate. Are they going to call it in transition and unsportsmanlike perhaps? Indeed they do, rather than 2 shots. So the referee's deciding it wasn't quite in the act of shooting, therefore no behind, no play at the ball. That is an unsportsmanlike foul. So it'll be 2 shots for Shanice Beckford Norton and
get
the
ball back. Yeah, that's a great play by Shanice Beckford Norton. The fact that she was able to push the ball in transition and create a situation for a mismatch. And again, that's London not settling for the lead and the score. They're playing every possession like it's their last. It's a great job by the young lady.
And Shanice Beckford Norton, a second year back with the Lions. The LSU graduate, 83% free throw shooter last year, unable to get the first to go, but gets the second.
You hear the coach, he's yelling stuff, whatever, while she's shooting the free throw. Because he said it in Spanish, we weren't sure what he was saying, but he's trying to put off. But Shanice does a great shot by the young lady to score the free throw. She was one of the first ones out here today working on her shot, so it's good to see that that paid off.
So off the unsportsmanlike Lions possession, 14 second shot clock. Looks like Gran Canaria in a man-to-man this time. Leonard off the pick and roll. kicks it back out to Charles. 5 seconds. Winterburn going to get into the lane, goes to the Euro step.
Oh,
a
that's
little
a good one.
short again from Holly Winterburn, but again,
Oh,
nice and
travel,
aggressive
travel.
as Caldwell travels,
Great.
as Leonard was ready to
Great,
get the charge.
That's great defense by Kennedy Leonard. Way to step up on that. It was a good shot by Holly Winterburn with the clock running down. She was able to finish, but then Kennedy Leonard, she didn't settle for that. She was able to come out and get the charge on the outlet pass to Caldwell. Good job by Kennedy Leonard. Give her team another opportunity.
And ultimately from Caldwell there, it's the best move as well. Rather than pick up the offensive foul and put yourself in foul trouble, just take the travel. Either way, it's going to be London Lions ball.
That's true. It's a good job by Caldwell. It's a good, smart play. But Leonard, she's showing the whole range of the basketball game. She's playing defense. She's giving assists. She's able to score. She's showing everything.
Yeah, in that second quarter, both teams kind of adapted a little more to the officiating. Had a lot of fouls early in the first quarter. Settled down in the second as Beckford Norton, 15-foot pull-up, in, out, and back in again.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot. And you know what? She had been kept scoreless for the moment, but she was able to get a free throw. Now she's getting a little rhythm. And her defense on Caldwell is a big key as well.
And again, Lions defensively, Winterburn all over Mestag, forced her to pick up the dribble, 10 on the shot clock. Giome in the high post, isolated on Azania Stewart, kicks it out, catch and shoot for Hartman, just a little long. And Azania Stewart takes the ball away from her own teammate.
That's a good job by Stewart. She's really marshalling the troops back there. Now she's got the switch.
And Winterburn fires it cross court. Chantel Charles jump off, but she needs
hustle,
Beckford Norton with the athletic play, keeps it alive. And Holly Winterburn will get the reset, kicks it to Kennedy Leonard on the weak side. Leonard working on the baseline. Nowhere to go, but keeps the dribble alive. Beckford Norton to Stewart. 15-foot jumper is good.
It's a great shot. Good unselfish basketball. Beckford Norton made that play. She was able to run down that rebound when she had no chance of getting it. Then she was able to swing the ball out, and it was get Stewart an offensive rebound.
Zania Stewart now 3 of 4 shooting on the evening, as Mestag just about stays in bounds. Now Giome in the post working on Stewart. Winterburn double team. Hartman wide open corner 3 up and good.
Yeah. I don't think you can leave Hartman though. You can't play that way. That's a good shot. Looks like they're going back to the zone.
Yeah, again, looks like the zone for.
But it starts off in the zone, then they find a way to go to man-to-man. London's got to call their zone offense right now.
And Kennedy Leonard just getting the line set up in
I don't know what it is.
the zone offense.
5.
Pick and roll, weak side skip to Beckford Norton. She's going to take a rare 3. Ends up on the floor, but Zania Stewart keeps it alive. Kennedy Leonard, second chance up and just a little long.
That's a good job though. Lions are getting second chance opportunities as well, so that's a good job now.
And Zania Stewart and doing a good job to get in front of Milan, make the layup difficult, and Kennedy Leonard will come up with the defensive rebound. Lions chance to run in transition, but Caldwell's done an excellent job defensively for Spar Gran Canaria tonight. Forces her to back it out, and Lions will set up with 12 on the shot clock. Pick and roll. Chantel Charles is going to pop, is wide open, but instead feeds Stewart. 6 seconds on the shot clock, kicks out. Beckford Norton going to get past Mestad, go to the floater over Caldwell, and gets it to go.
That's just a great shot. That's a great shot by Beckford Norton. The coaches, I don't know what the coach is thinking, but that was a great shot. The young lady's really stepping up offensively, and you know she's a great defender. London is playing through any adversity. Just keep it going. 52-23, London is winning.
Caldwell was trying to take the charge there, but referee's happy to let the ball go. And Lions lead is 29 as Giome and Stewart again going the post. Good defense as Zania Stewart.
Yeah, she's playing a very good job. She's playing an efficient job too. She's not forcing anything.
Yeah, and a reminder that Zania Stewart came out of retirement in February last year for the Leicester Riders. Hadn't played since 2018 at TTT Rigas. Winterburn and Stewart from the Riders go to work. Stewart's spin move. Good defense by Milan there. And Caldwell again in transition. Able to be slowed up, but now
she's going to get that's a good pass.
Caldwell behind the back. It was a great pass. This time Lions not rebounding. Caldwell blocked by Stewart.
Great D
and
by Stewart.
Ball is, we haven't got a signal.
It's going to be Gran Canaria's ball. It was great block. Now you got Breen and Robinson coming into the basketball game. And Stewart, she played an excellent quarter just now. Her defense was phenomenal, and she rebounded.
And Maria Manogo wearing 12 in for the visitors. Lions again doing a great job, but that's a matchup they will not like. Caldwell and Robinson. Caldwell attacks, kicks it out. A little bit long on the jumper by Mongomo, straight off the bench. And Lions with another stop. It's just 23 points for the visitors. 25 minutes into this ball game as Leonard takes a tough fall away jump shot. And it'll be Caldwell again looking to lead this Gran Canaria team. Nearly loses the ball. Leonard indeed with the hands, and we're going to see what the whistle is. 14 Leonard for the little push-off.
She was really hustling though. That was great defense by Leonard. I thought. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased, so I'm gonna admit that. I thought she played great defense. Caldwell's coming out of the game though, so I think Lions have found a way to neutralize Caldwell because she's a much better player than that on paper. So it's a good job by London Lions.
And I believe just the first personal foul of the afternoon on Kennedy Leonard. Indeed it is. So it's just Shanice Beckford-Norton dealing with a little bit of foul trouble on 2. She's taking a break with Cassie Breen coming back in. We'll see what Spar Gran Canaria can do on this possession. Magnovo tries to skip it. Leonard in the passing lane. Great read. Finds Chantel Charles, and Lions, if they can get it ahead, have numbers. 4 on 3 for
Breen,
Leonard.
Look at Breen. Oh,
finds Robinson inside. Paige Robinson turnaround in and out.
Yeah,
and a defensive rebound.
That was a great
for
pass
Milan.
though. Lions, that was a good steal by Leonard. Was able to get out in transition and find Robinson a shot. She just missed it. That's okay. You live with that.
And Milan driving on the baseline. Is going to get the little bump from Breen, just moving to her right a little bit. And Bianca Milan out of the University of Maine will head to line for 2 shots.
Yeah, I thought that was the correct call. I thought the foul occurred earlier, and they called the foul on the slap when she was shooting, but I thought that was okay. Breen's getting in there, settling in, and playing some hard defense, so we'll see how it goes.
And
Lions are not lined up in the correct position. Steph is on the wrong side. She's got to move over.
Yeah, they're lining up like London Lions are shooting the rebounds.
Yeah, she's got to swap it over.
Kennedy Leonard's pointing it out to see if it's an illegal free throw.
Thank you.
She's speaking to the referee.
Got to move over. Good job. Woo.
I wonder if Lions were trying to get that basket taken away. Kennedy Leonard with the veteran move.
Yeah. That's a good job.
Milan able to go 2 of 2 from the line and cuts the lead to 27 midway through this third quarter at the Crystal Palace National Sports Centre. Winterburn flare screen, skip pass on the flare screen to Breen. Breen will come off the ball screen. Nothing to do. Kennedy Leonard now 8 on the shot clock. And Leonard working, getting to the scoop shot, little short, but Steph Ume in off the bench, big offensive rebound.
Good job. That's what she does. She gives extra possessions to her team. So that's a great sell by the coach. Oh, that's a foul.
Yeah, Steph Ume 4 offensive rebounds a game last year as Kennedy Leonard draws the foul. That is on number 55, Carlo Burrito. That's her 3rd of the afternoon. And Lydia Giome will check in for the visitors, replacing Alina Hartman.
At the moment, London Lions look like they're a step quicker than the Gran Canaria team to everything. Is it the way they're executing their plays, the way they're making their moves,
And Breen able to rescue the pass. Ume just stopped on a roll. That's why Winterburn overthrew it. Now Winterburn 4 on the shot clock. Going to drive, kicks it to Ume. 15-footer blocked by Caldwell on the buzzer. And 4 on 2 in transition for Gran Canaria. See what Caldwell does. Great defense by Kennedy. Leonard takes the contact.
Rebound by Breen as well.
And that's just the case of Caldwell just trying to be a little bit over-aggressive there.
I think so. I think she's just forcing it a little bit. They're going into their zone too. How's London going to handle it?
Yeah, and Lions.
Open Breen, you got to shoot that.
Breen, 5th power line pull up off the glass.
But you know it's your night when you hit a straight bank shot straight away. No way she called glass, or maybe not. It's London, so the bank could be open tonight. But that's a great shot by Cassie Breen.
Yeah, and the lead back to 29. Milan now working on Breen, going to go to the spin move, try and get to step through, but Breen able to straight up. Giome with another offensive rebound, her 4th of the afternoon. The first 3 all came in early on as Burrito long on the little pull-up, and Kennedy Leonard with another defensive rebound. We will be on triple-double watch later in this game as Winterburn keeps possession, and now the Lions will reset with Leonard 12 on the shot clock. Horn set for the Lions. Leonard coming off. Robinson trying to post up, gets to the right hand, little short, but Steph Ume rebound, put back is good, and Lions lead is into the 30s.
That's what Steph does. She gives Lions extra possessions. She's very good at that. You said 4 offensive rebounds a game last season, and she's doing it again this year. And she just got here, so she's an all-out hustler. It's good for the coach to be able to bring in a player like that off the bench to give extra opportunities for your team and score.
Caldwell waiting for Giemme for the pick and roll. Switch, and Holly Winterburn trying to switch, called for the foul. Yeah, those two going at each other. Former Oregon Ducks, and it will be a baseline ball as Winterburn picked it up before Jamie got into her steps on the pass. So it'll be end line ball as Mestag checks back in for Burrito, who is on those 3 personal fouls, and a sub in response by Mark Clark of the London Lions. Winterburn taking a well-deserved breather and getting a good applause, and Shanice Beckford-Norton back into the game.
She's earned it, and it's good when you're able to bring in a quick defensive guard like Shanice Beckford to come in, especially in that situation.
Caldwell gets the switch with Robinson. That means there's a switch inside. It's Beckford-Norton. Forced to kick it out. 4 on the shot clock. Mestag to Caldwell. Going to have to launch it up to beat the buzzer. Air ball, and great defense by Lions. But again, Gran Canaria just overthinking. They've got the mismatch, and that's not what you want your 6'6" center to kick it out when you've got a 5'5" guard inside.
That's the heart of Beckford-Norton, though. The fact that she was able to defend the young lady and not give an opportunity to take a shot. That's great defense. The Lions are playing with heart right now.
As Leonard kicks it to Beckford-Norton. Paige Robinson on the roll, but Shanice Beckford-Norton just a little bit too strong on the pass.
A little ambitious on that pass. It looked good, but it's just a little bit over Paige Robinson's head. Good try, though.
Milan getting Gran Canaria into a set. Mestag and Lions have really done their homework. Mestag nowhere to go, trying to come up off the screens. Good top locking by Cassie Breen, and now into the post. Left-handed little hook turnaround is long, and Giomi and Beckford-Norton with the tie-up.
That's a good hustle. That's another situation where Beckford-Norton was able to, it's their ball. The ball's going to Gran Canaria, but the fact is 7 seconds on the shot clock, but Gran Canaria wasn't able to get a shot off. Right? Beckford-Norton was able to get the ball from
and Monomo into Giomi, and the foul be called on the floor. Paige Robinson, 4th team foul for the Lions. So Spar Gran Canaria will be in the bonus for the last 2 minutes of this third quarter, and 2nd personal foul on Paige Robinson.
Well, when you get those fouls, as long as they're not shooting fouls, you got to live with that. So that's a good job.
Caldwell inside to Giomi, looking to go through, and a little reach in, and foul first. Foul will be on, this time Kennedy Leonard from the weak side reaching, so good defense by Paige Robinson, but Kennedy Leonard just trying to get hands on the ball, called for the reach, her 2nd personal foul, and with the Lions now in the penalty, it'll be Lydia Giomi to the line for 2.
No, I think that's all right. I like the defense and the intensity. Lions are not giving up on any possession, so that's a good job by Kenny Levin, helping Paige Robinson out because she got a foul last time. Ooh, I like that. Good job by the crowd because the mistress right now.
Yeah, Giomi just a 50% free throw shooter. Able to indeed keep that 50% up, 1 of 2 from the line. And with 1:40 to go in this third quarter at the Crystal Palace National Sports Centre, London Lions 56, Spar Gran Canaria 26.
Gran Canaria's going to that zone again.
Little bit of mic feedback as Beckford-Norton has to kick it out. Robinson's definitely not going to shoot that. Finds Leonard. She will stop behind the screen off to the left. And Steph Ume, great box out by Blanca Milan on the weak side to keep Ume off the glass.
That's a good job. They like to set the screen with a big girl in transition and then size advantage. Let's see what happens now. Good job by Leonard. You can't
Leonard,
get a foul,
Giomi puts it on the floor, gets to the middle, can't get the left-handed hook to go. And Kennedy Leonard will set the Lions up. Gets Monogo to run at her. Now can Lions find the extra person? It's beneath Beckford-Norton from the foul line. A little long, and Lions offense really struggling in this second half. Credit to Gran Canaria as Caldwell going to get called for the block is Shanice Beckford-Norton. Just slightly late moving to her right. I believe the basket went in. So Caldwell and one.
And one, but I thought she had great possession. I thought she's been playing great defense all night. So good move by Caldwell, good and one, but I thought Beckford-Norton has been playing much better, D.
And we'll be able to hopefully have a look at that with this YouTube feed being a little bit far behind. And yeah, you can see it. Beckford-Norton takes it, but she's moving to the right. Doesn't quite get fully square. So good call by the ref. And it'd be Maya Caldwell, the University of Georgia graduate, to a chance to complete the 3-point play, but it's a little long. Fight for the rebound, and Chantel Charles with a terrific save.
Because at the moment, that's a little off. Good hustle by Beckford-Norton. Give another opportunity.
And Lions not living on this 30-point lead. Every possession matters as Winterburn's jump along, and the ball tipped out of bounds by Spar Gran Canaria.
Good job by Paige Robinson for contesting that offensive rebound as well, because it looked like it could have gone to Gran Canaria, but that was a good job. Lions, they're fighting for every possession right now, and that's great.
See if Lions go quick here to get a 2-for-1. They've got it. They're going to set Breen up off the screen. She's going to be open. Cassie Breen up, in and out. Another offensive rebound, though, for Paige Robinson. And Alliance now 10 seconds. Breen wide open.
2.
Offensive foul called on Paige Robinson for the moving screen.
And
Cassie Breen's free this time, good, but Robinson for the offensive foul, got to be her third.
Yeah, that's unselfish play though for the London Lions. First of all, she gave London another opportunity with the offensive rebound, and then they got a chance for the shot. Yeah, there was an offensive foul there, but it also kept the clock ticking over for a bit. So that meant that Lions, the game is shortening up. When you got a lead like this, you want to keep the game short, so that's fine.
And Valentina Clocker just a little slow to get to the table. I think she was going to take out Paige Robinson to protect her not getting a fourth in this spot, as Gran Canaria with the last offense. Coldwell rejects the screen. Chanchel Charles over to help, makes it tough. Fight for the rebound, and we are going to get a tied ball.
Oh, you don't want that. It goes to London with like 2 seconds. I mean,
well, the good news is they drew up a play at the end of the first half, if you remember, Nigel, with 2.5 seconds to go. Can they execute that without the timeout and the board?
Okay, we'll see. You just didn't want to jump all there for your coach, Mark Clark. But you'll take it. Just the fact
doesn't look like they remember the play. So Mark Clark talking to Holly Winterburn. We'll see what Lions do. 2 seconds to go of this third quarter. Cassie Breen, probably the shoot you want the ball in her hand. She's going to dribble it out and protect her 3-point average.
Yeah. And the fact that she hit her last one, even though it was a moving screen, she's like, I don't want to throw my rhythm off. So I thought that's good by Cassie Breen. Now the ball's going to go to Gran Canaria, but London is still maintaining the energy of this game, and they're still trying to make sure they keep Gran Canaria down. So that's not bad.
Yeah, and a real change in pace in that third quarter, Nigel. London Lions winning it, but only 11 points to 8. So our Lions offensively, no doubt Mark Clark will want to keep the scoreboard ticking over in this fourth quarter, because as we said earlier, still another 50 minutes of basketball to go.
Yeah, that's true. And also, you got to love the defense, right? To hold them to 8 points in that quarter, even though you only scored 11, that still means you're competing at the highest level. The score doesn't matter. You're just playing the best basketball. And that's down to Coach Mark Clark and the way he's raised the girls and how he's coached the girls to get them to this level. So they're really doing us proud, and the crowd is really into the game as well. And so that's another helpful thing to the team.
Yeah, and of course both these teams start their domestic seasons on Saturday. So Spar Gran Canaria will head back to Spain and get ready for a league game Saturday, and London Lions will have a double header this weekend. WBBL Cup action against Essex Rebels and Sevenoaks Suns.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend for both teams, but that's what you want. You want to play in Europe. You want to compete at the highest level. These girls are doing London proud. They're doing that. They're doing the coach proud. And then when they come to compete in the domestic league, you just got to be ready for that as well. They both have deep benches. They're not playing everyone, and the teams are very well put together. So you got to look at it and say it's a great job by the London Lions to get this set up so they're able to compete at both high levels.
Yeah, reminder, so far we've not seen Valerie Nesbitt for Spar Gran Canaria. Their Bahamian point guard out of Ole Miss University, and obviously Sika Kone out with the national team still at women's Afro basket, which will conclude on Sunday. And as for the Lions, we're still yet to see Jo Leadham on her return. She has been dealing with an injury. She was warming up and looking okay, but Mark Clark obviously thinking long term as well. It's a long season. We are only in mid-September after all.
That's true. And to be honest, you wouldn't want to use her in this game anyway, right? Because now you have someone that's not on the scouting report, even though they would know her very well. She's not on the scouting report playing against these guys. So when she comes in, she's going to add another dimension to the team as far as her leadership, as far as the experience she has. But it's just the way the young ladies are competing right now. They're not giving up anything. They're playing each play all through to the fullest, and that's a great down to the coach, the way he's led this team.
Yeah, and the leading scorer, which probably sums up the afternoon for the visitors from Spain, their leading scorer is 6 points at the moment, so no one really's got it going offensively. There is multiple players on 6. As for the Lions, it's still Winterburn, a leading scorer at 13, but a scoreless third quarter for Holly Winterburn, as Mestag now gets Chanchel Charles in the air. Giome under the basket, has to kick it out, and Kennedy Leonard picks up the steal. See what she can do in transition, and Magnoyo will pick up the foul from behind, and I imagine that'll be on the floor.
Yeah.
Little reach in.
That's all right. The defense by London, once they got offensive rebound, it's really tightened up, and they were able to force a turnover and get out in transition. They've gone to that zone again.
Yeah, and that's really what slowed him down. As Leonard, rare mistake, loses the handle. Belanca Milan coming up with the ball, and Caldwell has been guarded excellently all night by Line.
She is, and the switch, looking back for it. Norton guarding the 6'6" girls, and they can't get the ball into her.
And Jeremy getting a little bit frustrated there. She can't get the ball, but Milan stops behind the screen a little long, but a big time offensive rebound. 6'6" over 5'8". Holly Winterburn tries to shoot the gap.
Oh,
but Holly
D.
Winterburn back
Great
into the
D.
play with the block.
Great D. That's great hustle, great intensity by Holly Winterburn. That's what you call it. She's competing at the highest level. The girls are really fighting for every possession right now, and that's what you have to do when you're leading 56-28 in European competition. There's 2 legs. You don't want to give up any plays, and that's what they're not doing. They're competing every single possession. Great job by the team.
And Daltovich and Hartman back in for the visitors. Heading to the bench, Lydia Giome, along with Maria Monroe, whose shot was blocked, and Cassie Breen checking in for Paige Robinson. And now Lions small ball lineup. Chantel Charles at the 5.
They went to the same. As you notice, they took out their big girl as well. So it's a great matchup. 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Spar Gran Canaria after the block by Winterburn. 7 on the shot clock. No one on the visiting bench or roster looking at it. Good. And an easy 14-second violation for the Lions to pick up.
To the crowd. No one was helping them either. If they're at home, they probably been counting as we would do for our team, but no one was helping them. We just left them to it. Good job by the girls playing defense. Sorry, the ladies.
And we'll see if Lions can get the first points of this final quarter. Beckford Norton going to take the long 2 up and good for Shanice Beckford Norton.
Lions have got to solve the zone though, and that was a great shot. They were able to find a way to solve the zone. Looks like, because I think Gran Canaria is going to go to that. Here we go.
Coldwell too strong on the layup, and Lions got a chance. 4 on 2 in transitions. Leonard gets in front of Milan, takes the contact, lays it home for 2.
She could have gotten the foul. That's a great move. Good finish in transition.
And Kendi Leonard working on that double-double. 11 points now personal, 8 assists I believe on the night, as Winterburn takes a tumble over an imaginary line in transition, but she is up and okay as Cassie Breen skipped past to Winterburn with the Lions leading by 32. Chantel Charles not quite open enough on the roll. Breen to Winterburn, 6 seconds. Winterburn gets into the middle, gets the contact, lays it home for 2.
That's and one. You can see it. She got bumped. She was able to finish with the offhand, with the left hand. You can see it. The London Lions are really executing their plays, and the girls are really finishing. They're not quitting on any possession. That's a great job by Holly Winterburn to get into a second half scoring. Right? That's the first time she scored in the second half, right?
Yeah, and foul was on Alina Hartman, her first, as Maya Coldwell heads to the bench along with Hannah Mestag.
Yeah, their coach is not happy, but the girls are playing unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? They're playing up to the level of the competition and beyond. They're showing they want to play in this competition. Good hustle by Cassie.
Yeah, free throw unable to go, so a flurry of 3-point plays. Not finished the second half as Holly Winterburn trying to knock the ball away from behind will be called for the reach in. Mark Clark just telling the youngster just to keep her composure a little bit there.
Yeah. It's only a second foul though, so I mean for Holly, you know, that's okay. You don't want to get her in foul trouble, but good job defensively and good pressure. Oh, that's the travel.
And Daltovich just about keeping the back foot on the floor, enough for the referee.
Nah, I didn't think so, but we're living. The defense, the fact that he's got the small team and so he can switch
Milan splits Beckford Norton and Breen, and someone be called for the reach in. Take your pick. Referee, this one on Cassie Breen, but I think both of them could have been called for it.
Yeah. You kind of want that to be on Cassie Breen because Beckford Norton, you don't want her to get another foul. She's playing good defensively. So London is switching every screen, but they've got a small ball lineup, but the same thing for Gran Canaria. They're doing the same thing right now.
And Milan back to the free throw line. She made both on her first attempt, but there, can't quite get it to go. And now the
score. Holly didn't box out, but that's fine. But see how London executes. They're back to that zone again. They start off in the zone and change the man, but London hasn't solved it as much as they could, especially with the shooting that they have.
No, this time Chantel Charles let the flare screen slip to the high post.
Oh, she's open.
Breen.
You gotta take that.
Good ball by the Lions. If
she's
Leonard
open.
goes to Breen, the better shooter. Cassie Breen this time a little long and contested rebound knocked out by Shanice Beckford Norton. But there, Lions had the 2-on-1 on the weak side, and Kendi Leonard, unlike her, just missed the skip. But when you got a 47% 3-point shooting Cassie Breen, it's not a bad plan B.
It's a good look because obviously they have to solve this zone. And if Cassie Breen can get them out of the zone, then they will struggle because we know Gran Canaria is going to go to that.
And Milan blows by Leonard,
Ooh,
but can't get the layup to go. And Shanice Beckford-Norton fouled on the defensive rebound.
Good
and
job.
Just a little bit of words. The referee's jumping in just to make sure nothing picks up, and that'll be a foul. I believe they're going to talk maybe about transition here and an unsportsmanlike.
I would hope so, because
or maybe
I don't think she played the ball. She's shaking her hand, so she must have known she made a mistake.
Yeah, and the three referees here today talking amongst each other. 14 for the hold and nothing more.
That's it? Oh, ooh. That's okay. Good job, Beckford-Norton, for that offense, for that defensive rebound. She was up high too. The young lady's using athleticism. London has to keep playing through this now.
Yeah, and Spar Gran Canaria still offensively struggling here this afternoon. 29 points.
62 down 33. Wow.
Yeah, and referees
playing through to the end.
Just ready to get play underway. Just a chat there with one of the officials, with Mark Clark, just making sure nothing escalates. And it'll be Chantal Charles to get the ball back in. But Gran Canaria, just having a look at the stats again after 3 quarters, she's shooting 18% from the floor tonight.
Wow.
9 of 50 from the floor as the crowd try and keep Lions energy going. And how nice it is to have fans back.
It's great to have fans back in the game. We've been missing that for so long.
Charles again in the high post. Extra pass from Leonard to Breen, looking for the skip to Winterburn. Gets there. Can Holly Winterburn find Chantal Charles in the paint? Indeed it is. Layup is good, and Lions ball movement starting to become evolutionary
and
against
as you notice, they're shifting, they're throwing the ball across the shifter zone and make the penetration, able to find Chantal for easy shot, great pass. Lions are starting to solve the zone that Gran Canaria has gone through that they think can come back.
Hartman gets the wrong side of Chantal Charles, and she lays it home 4-2.
That's a good execution. And they've gone to the zone again. London's got to solve it. Here we go again.
But again, can Lions run the same thing? See if they can get the ball into the high post. Indeed, they do. This time it's Winterburn open on the skip. Going to attack the closeout, get to the right-handed layup. And Holly Winterburn able to take advantage, and she is closing in on 20 points on her London Lions debut.
It's a great move by Holly Winterburn. That was a great. Lions are starting to solve this zone, which is good to see.
Mungmobo working on Breen inside. Good job of walling up by Cassie Breen and not giving away a foul.
How many rebounds that Beckford-Norton have?
I will need to have a look.
Offensive and defensive glass.
Mark Clark calls a timeout just to, again, re-emphasise the little things, because as much as you're up 35, if you give up a 10-0 run going into second leg, you will get some momentum for the Spanish side coming back in.
Yeah, that's true. This is a great timeout. Gives the team a rest, get a composure. They got the ball down the end and maybe draw up something to get another easy look on the zone. You expect now the coach is probably going to come out man-to-man, because he's thinking Coach Mark Clark is going to try to go for something to solve the zone. So we'll see how the coaching carousel goes as far as how they deal with each other. But I think it's just a great job by the girls, the young ladies, the way they execute on offense, the way they're playing defense, and they're hustling for each other, and the unselfish way they're playing. It's a great advertisement for the WBBL. It's a great advertisement for the British basketball game, and it's great the way to see the team playing, the way they're being coached, the way they're executing, and the way they're playing with their hearts. Good job.
Yeah, and a reminder that the second leg of this fixture will take place back in Spain next Thursday evening. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock British time, it's about 7 p.m. local because of the clock difference in Spain. So 7 p.m. second leg back here on the FIBA YouTube channel, and you can catch Europe Cup games all throughout next week. The last qualification first leg game is tomorrow in Hungary, and then there will games throughout next week, both on the Wednesday and the Thursday, as we get set to decide who will join the rest of the field in the EuroCup group stage. And it looks like certainly 35 minutes into this game that London Lions are on the way, as Azania Stewart has been on the bench for nearly 10 minutes now, checking back in.
It's both coaches have made a change because the two big girls are back in the game.
Breen a little bit long on the fadeaway, and Caldwell back in off the bench, gets the early pick in transition. Milan to Caldwell's got the matchup she probably likes on Stewart, but gives it up. Dautovic attacking the closeout of Winterburn, gets to lane. Good defense by Beckford-Norton, but Giomez with the rebound. Hook shot a little long.
It's a great rebound by Stewart, and great defense by Beckford-Norton when she had the girl that's almost a foot bigger than her.
And Gran Canaria back into a zone man. Winterburn stripped by Milan, 2-on-1. Milan and Caldwell, simple pass and a layup is good.
2 points
job.
there.
That's a good defense. That was a good defense by the young lady from Gran Canaria, and a good execution in 2-on-1. London's just got to keep their foot on the gas right now. You know that Gran Canaria is a good team, and they'll be coming back, so London's got to execute.
Stewart got the cross screen, a bit of room to work in the post. Zania Stewart goes to the back to the hook, a little long, and the ball heading out of bounds. And it'll be back with the visitors with 4:30 to go. Still a 33-point game. But as we said, a little run here will just give some momentum, and Mark Clark immediately goes to the veteran of Chantel Charles to come back in.
He's saying we need a little bit, someone solid.
Beckford Norton fights. Great job of fighting over the screen,
that's
stays in front of Caldwell,
offensive.
and they're going to call a blocking foul.
No. The young lady's playing great defense. But that's okay. She's just got to keep competing all the time. That's a good job by Beckford Norton.
And that is her 4th personal foul, so Shanice Beckford Norton will have to be careful down the stretch, but this stage, no point taking her out. She fouls out, then Mark Clark and the London Lions can go to the bench.
And the bench has been playing very well too, so it's not an issue.
No, obviously Beckford Norton missed time early on with foul trouble. We're going to switch the matchup, put Winterburn on Caldwell, and we'll see there's a foul off the ball. Believe Beckford Norton running through the screen. Indeed, she heads straight to the bench, called for the push. Believe it was Dautovic setting the screen, and Shanice Beckford Norton done for tonight.
She's done a good job, though. She played an excellent defensive job. The crowd are really giving her applause there because they respect what the young lady's done and the way she competed in this game. So it's a good job by Beckford
And
Norton.
a 4-second breather for Cassie Green.
That's okay. You might need that just to get the shot.
And travel by Dautovic, trying to back down on Winterburn. Just lost her footing a little bit.
Good job. I'm very impressed with Winterburn's defense. You know what I'm saying? I know that she's got offensive games to do a lot of variety of things, but I thought she's really stepped up defensively, and I thought that started with Beckford Norton leading the way for the group, and then also the other girls have picked it up.
And Gran Canaria, despite the zone working, switch back to the man-to-man defense. Breen and Stewart working the pick and roll. Now Winterburn off staggers. Nothing looking for Lions. Good defense by Gran Canaria on this possession. Leonard nowhere to go, gives it to Winterburn. 5 on the shot clock. Winterburn working on Hartman, steps back, going to go for the step through. No contact. Referee happy, there's not enough contact, and Holly Winterburn doesn't get back and gives Caldwell the lane to the hoop.
Yeah, you have to be careful. This is what you were speaking about. You don't want Gran Canaria going on a 10-0 run. At the moment, they've really picked up their defense right now, so London's got to finish this game off.
And Kenny Leonard just checking with Mark Clark what set they wanted to do in, just to slow the game down a little bit, as Lions kind of losing a bit of momentum in the last 3 minutes. Great screen by Stewart. She'll be open on the roll if Leonard could find her. But Leonard forced baseline, turns back inside and turns it over. And Mark Clark immediately signals for another timeout as Gran Canaria on the run. Belanca Milan for 3, up and long. Stewart back in the play to get the defensive rebound.
Cancel the timeout, coach. You're all right.
And Kennedy Leonard will slow it up, gives it to Winterburn. And suddenly this is more like it from the visitors. But this time, Holly Winterburn really squished by Mestag and Milan. And it'll be, I believe, Mestag called for the foul. And Mark Clark indeed will now use that timeout with 3 minutes left of the final quarter.
Yeah, you can't take the timeout home. And at the moment, exactly what you said after the last timeout. Right now, Gran Canaria is getting a little glimmer of hope. They think they can get back into this game. So London, Mark Clark has seen that. He's saying, I've got to extinguish their hope right now. So he's called a timeout. He's going to get his team organized, get them ready to go, get them a good shot out of this thing. I think Gran Canaria has picked up the intensity a bit. I'm not sure why. I don't know if maybe they've been playing. They started earlier than London, so they might have a little bit more stamina than London. But that's the only thing they have for them right now, to pick up intensity. I think London would deal with it. That's why it's a great timeout by Coach Mark Clark to get his team ready to go and get execution to try to get a good play.
Indeed. And obviously, we never want to look too far ahead, but obviously Lions on the road. First time in a European environment as well. How important is it to have that veteran leadership? Azania coming back. Joe Leadham, obviously he's not played today, but just to calm this group down as they go on the road for the first time.
Yeah. And also, let's face it, for the last couple of seasons, no one's been playing in front of a crowd, right? So that's another thing. When you're playing in front of a crowd, it's a little different feeling for you. So I think the young ladies want to do London proud, and they want to make sure we're very well respected, so that's good. So coach has made a change. No, he's got the same crew out there. So it's just about executing this play now after that foul.
Yeah, reminder, second leg in Spain next Thursday night, 7 p.m. tip. And the winners of this game over the aggregate score over 2 legs will play in Group K of the regular season. Teams from the Czech Republic, Germany and Belgium await. But now see what Mark Clark can do in that timeout. Charles Winterburn, Mestag nearly in the passing lane. Winterburn is going to try and get round the hard hedge by Lydia Giome, and she will draw a foul on her former Oregon teammate. And I believe that is 2 shots with both teams in the penalty for the final 2:45 of the 4th quarter. And I believe Holly Winterburn, without having the up-to-date stats, this will be a chance for her to get into the 20-point range on her Lions debut.
That's a good shot. Good shot by Holly Winterburn, and that's a great job to not settle for any jumper. She was very aggressive to turn the corner on Giome, and she was able to create a situation where she had to get fouled.
And Holly Winterburn, 2 of 2 from the line, 3 of 4 on the afternoon. And it's a 33-point lead. I believe the joint biggest of the game. It may have got a 34 at one point, but we will check that afterwards, and we'll see what the visitors can come up with. Giome coming up for the pick. Coldwell, who struggled from the floor but finally gets one to go. Maya Coldwell, first free of the afternoon.
Yeah, they have to be careful with her because she's been shooting like that in the first half, like she can score it. So you have to be ready for her to do that.
And Lions going to a little bit of a weave. Zania Stewart stepping up for Leonard in the pick and roll. Skips it to Cassie Breen, forced off the line by Milan. Good defense, but Breen to the baseline, little strong. And Hannah Mestag with the defensive board.
Gran Canaria's getting out in transition too. London's got to really watch out for that. Anytime they miss, they're really running.
Yeah, and we talked about it. Coldwell feeling it. This time string again. Maya Coldwell taking 35 minutes to heat up, but never too late in a two-legged game.
I know. So Lions now have to have some patience and execute a play.
Yeah, hot ball in the holes. Holly Winterburn finds Leonard on the flare screen. Doesn't really know where to go. Breen fills the baseline. Just about stays in bounds. Ball back with Winterburn. 6 on the shot clock. Waiting for Stewart to come up. Winterburn, step back 3. Long, but banks it in.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. The banks have been open all night in London from the straightaway top. Great shot by Holly Winterburn. Now you've got to answer. Just get a stop. London's got to get the defense back.
And the ball goes into Coldwell. Forced into a tough step back. Maya Coldwell maybe just a little bit too close this time.
Yeah. That's a good job by
Breen on the handoff, shuffles her feet and will be called for the travel.
Yeah.
And I wonder if Gran Canaria will call a timeout because every possession is important. If you can cut this gap with a little 6-0 run, get to 24 and have momentum going into second leg, never say never in basketball, as Valentina Clocker will check in for Cassie Breen for the Lions for the final 75 seconds of leg 1 EuroCup Women qualifier.
Coach may be going offense-defense thing on the substitution. We'll see. Because you got to play this all out. You can't let them get away with anything.
Yeah, as Gran Canaria Milan rejects the screen, gets past Leonard and Zania Stewart on the help, able to affect the shot.
And
Clocker in off the bench to rebound the ball.
Good
Leonard
job.
in transition will find Clocker, who will get to the baseline. Had the ball knocked away from behind by Coldwell. And Lions end line ball, 15 seconds left on the shot clock, 50 seconds on the game clock.
That's a good job.
We will
Valentina
see.
Came in with a lot of energy, right, to get the defensive rebound and also be aggressive offensively.
And Holly Winterburn to trigger the inbound
Here
to Clocker. Winterburn off the stagger screen, wide open. But Kennedy Leonard was trying to attack off the dribble. Winterburn to her former Leicester rider, Zania Stewart. And Zania Stewart, a quiet afternoon, but really efficient.
Yeah, she very, and also the way she defensive rebound and she held down the middle, she definitely won the challenge of the 2 big girls.
Milan pick and roll finally for Spar Gran Canaria. Some success. Milan to Lydia Giome, and she will lay it home for 2. Gap is 30 with 30 seconds left of this first leg. Winterburn to Stewart in the paint. It's going to have to kick it out. Clocker went to cut, but just about able to recover. And Holly Winterburn resets to Kendi Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. Pull up 3. Leonard. String music.
Great shot. That's a great shot. We're not taking foot off the gas. 1 shot now for hold them to 1 shot. London Lions. The score is unbelievable.
And in aggregate basketball, no point dribbling it out. Mestag. Leonard flies at her. Mestag 4-3 is good. Mark Clark not going to use his timeout. 3 seconds to go. Leonard just inside her half. Up and in and out for Kennedy Leonard.
It's a great basketball game. Great execution by London. Way to play all the way to the end. A 30-point win. That's an unbelievable game. The girls have really made us proud here.
And London Lions standing ovation here in Crystal Palace. Lions winning the first leg 76-46. And not just that, it was pretty dominant throughout the whole night. Lions winning all 4 quarters. That one the narrowest of the night, 20 points to 18.
Yeah, I think they're going to be out of ideas because 20 to 18, if they couldn't win that quarter, and we didn't think London gave the best effort in that quarter, and they were still able to hold them under 20 points a quarter, I think it's a great job by the young ladies, the way they competed the whole game. I think London just do the same thing. They're giving the crowd a little applause. Listen to this crowd. It's an unbelievable crowd. The atmosphere is unbelievable. You guys need to come down here because it's basketball. The girls are playing unbelievable basketball.
But you know, Mark Clark, just while we hold on and wait for the final stats to come up from the stats desk, obviously the server issue, all the stats down across Europe, but still another 40 minutes. You can't take your foot off the gas, because if you do, we saw what can happen down the stretch there. Someone like a Caldwell can heat up and cause an issue.
That's true, and you know she's going to come out gunning when she's at home. They're going to shoot the ball a little better, but I think the London Lions girls, the way they competed today, I don't think they have an answer for London, so we just got to keep going. Also, we want to go back to the games they got this weekend, and then they got to keep building up. It's a great job, though. The girls are applauding, the crowd is applauding them. It's an excellent job. Now they're taking a picture back with the crowd. It looks very good.
And reminder, second leg next week in Spain, 7 p.m. tip, and then the group stage will kick off on Thursday the 14th of October. Zabany Bruno from the Czech Republic, Rutenik Stars Kelton from Germany, and Casters Brain from Belgium await the winner of this game. But London Lions in a commanding position, up 30 at halftime.
Yeah, we'll take that. Coach Mark Clark's got his work cut out for him to keep the girls really fired up. But the way they played and the way they executed, I expect them to be successful. I hope I'm not going out on a limb, but I expect them to be successful. They played excellent basketball today on both ends of the court. We highlighted the offense, but the defense, to hold this team to 46 points, the defense was unbelievable as well.
Yeah, and it looks like, I think the stats are just being sent up to us, so we'll try and hold on for those and see what we had down tonight. But London Lions, as we said, back in WBBL Cup action as well. Saturday at home in Barking against the Essex Rebels, and then Sunday, the big game, London Lions, Sevenoaks Suns.
Yeah. That's one of the top teams in the league. They're playing a doubleheader with the men and the Copper Box on Sunday. I think they're playing at 12 and other games at 4. The men's games at 4. So it's going to be very nice time for exciting basketball at the highest level in the London capital of England.
And hopefully we'll get these pictures are just being sent up to me by our wonderful stats team. I believe it's Barney Blake and Owen Parker on the stats for us tonight. And here we go, Nigel. So just to recap, Lions winning the first quarter 25-14. 20-6 second quarter, where really the game blew open, and then the second half a lot tighter contest, 11-8 in the third, 20-18 fourth quarter, left it at 76-46. And indeed, Holly Winterburn, our leading scorer on her Lions debut, 22 points, 6 rebounds. Shanice Beck for Cassie Breen, 12 points, 7 rebounds. And Candy Ledden, 14 points, 7 assists, 5 steals.
Wow, she played an unbelievable game. Candy Ledden, she was just like a floor general. She made sure the right people got the ball at the right times. She got some rebounds and pushed it in transition. I thought she played an excellent all-round game. Holly would get a lot of credit because she scored a lot of baskets and she was a high scorer, but I thought Candy Leonard was very good. I thought Shanice Beck from Norton set the tone defensively. And when you hold a team to 46 points, you know your defense. I thought Isaiah Stewart, the way she held down the middle, she won that battle because you weren't sure about that coming into the game because of her health and the way she's been carrying injuries. So I thought she played well. And Chantel Charles, she just was a general. She just settled the team down. She did whatever the team needed, and she was solid. Cassie Breen coming off the bench to hit those shots, that was great. So I thought the team was overall a very, very, very good game, and an overall game for the team. And
for the visitors, just quickly as we finish up here at the Crystal Palace National Sports Centre, 16 points for Maya Caldwell, but that came on 6 of 22 shooting. And Lygia Diome, 9 rebounds, 7 offensive, but 1 of 6. And that really summed up the visitors, who shot just 23% tonight.
Yeah, that's true. I think that sums up the defense of the London Lions team, the way the ladies played and the way they competed. I thought that was great, and it was great advertisement for the game, a great advertisement for themselves as well as, and I'm proud of them, the way they played this game tonight.
And that will do it here from Crystal Palace. London Lions 76, Spar Gran Canaria 46, from Michael Hanson-Morris and Nigel Lloyd. Thank you for joining us, and a good night.